All right, let's go. So, welcome to another episode of eCom Reality, where we talk all things e-commerce, Shopify, Meta ads, paid ads, Google ads, email marketing, CRO, and whatever is necessary to grow an e-com business. So, in this one, as you can see, it's actually fall if you look at the weather, and I do want us to talk about the end of summer and how to approach it, because there's definitely different strategies in different months, and I'll try to keep this as evergreen as possible, because clearly what you sell matters. Some items do better during summer, some do better only during Black Friday, and we'll talk about Q4 as well, because right now at the end of the summer, so basically what day is today? Let me check my band here. So 23rd of August. So we have one more week and the month is basically done. So June, July, August, as we know, the typical summer months. And now, fortunately for most e-com brands, the summer ends with Labor Day. So if you have a brand that's actually selling in the US, I would say this is the best time to try to get an offer up. And it doesn't have to be, because I know nowadays many e-com brand owners don't want to do discounts because they know they'll make less money, right margin and everything. But still, this is where you have to actually think, all right, if I don't want to cheapen my product, I don't want to seem like a discount brand, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, right? Then what do you want? Do you want more new customers? Because if you want more new customers, you just need a good offer during that time. And it could be not of your hero product. It could be some kind of bundle, somehow in which you basically even can make more profit, right? And let's not forget one thing, it's all about perception and everything. I was talking in the last few videos, can't remember which episode, just a couple of days ago, if you check by day. And we were talking about Alex Hormozi and his book, right? So he made basically almost over 100 million, probably closer to 150 million by selling books, right? Yeah, there is some info there, but basically the info is just stuff that he made before, so nothing that special. It's primarily books, right? Because if it wouldn't be a book, you could actually call him like a course seller, right? But you can't really call him that because he basically sold a book, right? But he made good offers, and he made you buy 200 books, right? You had to buy 200 books if you wanted to get, let's say, the bonuses, right? So basically, he sold the same thing that you would usually buy for $20 or $30, but he made you pay like $6K if you were interested in the bonuses, right? So this is where even in e-com you can think, all right, what can I do so that even if I have a sale, maybe I don't cheapen my brand, I don't make necessarily less money, but I actually make more, right? Because if you make more volume, you will also make more money. And I say this because this is what I'm talking about with all the e-com brands that my agency is working with right now. It's Labor Day, having an offer, and many of them have different offers. One of them has around 15% off, which is more on the low side. Another has 33%, which is higher, but only on specific products, right? So a specific category. And right now, before Labor Day, I'll be honest, like most of the ads, most of the ad accounts are just performing like trash, you know? So this is where I'm actually probably unhappier than the brand owners, because I know just how shitty performance is, and I know it's not necessarily my fault, you know, but I still feel responsible for it, because as a performance agency, right, and as someone who's handling paid ads are almost as close as possible to the sale, right? The only other thing you could say is closer is or has more responsibility is CRO, right? But in most cases, most brands don't even have a CRO agency, department, or anything like that. So you are the one responsible. If things go good, you are the one responsible, and everyone takes some of the credit. If things don't work out, you're the one to blame, because you are the one actually running ads. And I would say this is one of the highest responsibilities. That's why I actually prefer doing that, because I know not many will actually last in here. For example, myself, I'm doing paid ads for almost seven years or so at this point. So it's been so long, right? It's almost 1.5k days. I mean, if someone has just like 3 months and they abandon this because it doesn't work, then they still have another 1,000 days to go. Actually 1.4k. So that's one thing that I would try to focus on right now. Try to understand that basically there are periods of time when things will just be slower, you know? So because things are slower, it means that you need to pull back. You just need to make sure that you don't overspend when things won't be working for you. For example, right now, I've reduced budgets on many accounts by 50%, 40%, 30%. So very, very defensive. I've even started some cost cap campaigns. That's how bad the situation is. Even though I don't seem like very, I guess, worried. I'm worried because I want the brands to actually make money. And they won't be really making money right now, but it's all about perception, right? Because we know we'll be making money whenever we have the Labor Day offer, when autumn, fall will actually start. And we can start using some new angles. Whenever, I mean, clearly when we'll have Q4 and Black Friday. I mean, for most brands, we pretty much know that's going to be the time when we'll make, like, let's say 50-60% of the profit and everything. So it's pretty normal to be aware of that, but also think of how to do some damage control in the meantime. So that's the main thing that I'm focusing on right now, and also making a transition. So there are two parts here, or we could say three. First, reducing spend when things don't work, like at the end of August. Then also making sure that you can push whenever you have an offer, like Labor Day, if you have a brand in the US that sells in the US. And then third, also making the transition to September, because it's clear. I mean, as you can see here, you can see my pants right now, but I'm wearing long pants. And I haven't done this for 3 months because it was so hot that I had to wear shorts. But now, different weather, different habits, and it's the same in eCom to some extent. You need to be aware of the changing environment. Be aware of the fact that there are competitors, there are people who won't buy your stuff. Also remembering that there's a thing called inflation, tariffs, and all of that, right? So you need to be aware of that, and yeah, just do some mental math here, trying to see, okay, what would work best, right? And if you look at your P&L, it might be easier. That's why it's super important to understand as much as you can from a business, right? Because I'm coming from a paid ads grow partner, as I like to call it, perspective. And that's why I call it like that, grow partner, because I'm not like a paid ads agency. If you're just a paid ads agency, yeah, you are a commodity to some extent, because depending on how you charge, if you charge 10% of ad spend, probably not the best. And as you know, you are responsible for more or less the sales, the health of the business. So if the business is not doing well, it's probably your fault if you are taking care of paid ads. So that's why I'm talking about the best things that you could do right now. Reduce spend if things are not working, right? Because I mean, if you test, yeah, you might find something new that works, but during this time, not even the tests will help you. So I'm sorry to break it here to you, but yeah, sometimes things just don't work during this time, right? It's just like trying to, I don't know, have the perfect marriage at 20 years old. Unlikely. You're too young. You might not be well developed mentally. I mean, the partner would also probably likely not be fully developed either. So it's like you need to be aware of the timing with almost everything. So that's what I will end this with. Just being aware of the environment, circumstances, and what options you have, because there's always a few multiple options. But if you think weeks ahead, months ahead, things do become easier because you're aware, all right, maybe during this time I have to do this, and then later I have to do that, which will eventually give me what I want, which is, I guess, in most cases, revenue and profit. So with that being said, that's pretty much it for this one. If you enjoyed it, as always, you can leave a like, comment, look at others from the past. And with that being said, until next time, peace out.